Go ahead.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone. Can you hear us?
Do you see or hear us? Put your monitor back on.
As I said, I had a technical problem. There we are. Hey,
So
everyone.
you're there. Okay. It's a virtual reality.
Can you see and hear us? Just say yes, somebody out there. Oh, yes. Okay. Woohoo! And it looks like we are not dropping frames at the moment. We don't know what the frick is going on.
I do. It's Mercury
But
retrograde.
Mr. Monster helped us through it virtually, so hopefully.
Thank you, Mr. Monster. You are our only hope.
Well, anyway, welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon?
and me, Banshee. Welcome to the show. I have no idea who's on this list right now because we were so busy trying to fix the problem. But worry not. I will just go back from the top. Patton, it looks like you made it in first to me.
No, I see Angel Mary.
What? I see Angel Mary under Patton.
I don't see Patton.
What?
I don't. I'll just go with you.
That's what I got on my screen. And then I've got a cell. And then I've got Laura and Sandy.
In fact, I don't see any of Patton's.
Wow.
I don't see any of Patton's. He's not
Well,
in my chat.
It's because I was on here before you.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
So,
but I've got this
well,
right. So Laura, Sandy,
I
I'm
don't
just checking. I know that Gina came in at some point, right?
I'll let. It dropped. Something happened. What happened? It just dropped. Maybe not.
Don't freak me out there, Mr. O.
I don't
So
know.
Gina, are you with us? I saw you earlier, but I don't see you now. Okay, maybe Gina's disappeared. I see Ted is here. Hi, Ted. I see January Girl. Well, sorry for the technical difficulties, but it looks as though we are going new.
I don't know what that is.
Oh. Okay.
There's a level of confusion.
Yeah, there's a real huge level of confusion here. So at any rate, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Hi.
7.
Oh, now I
Don't
see
touch
Patton.
anything, Mr. O.
Ah!
Stop now. I don't know. We may have to do some test live streams again through the week till Sunday's stream. So don't be surprised by that, but we're not going to be offering a lot of free readings during that time because we're just trying to work out the bugs.
Oh
my
yeah,
goodness.
we're encountering frame droppage now. Not real bad, but it seems
I
to be.
see, Patton, yep. Have a party line. Or something. Well, yeah, I see we are dropping. What's the rate there?
6%.
That's not bad.
6.6%.
Let's keep,
Oh, please.
let's keep hope alive. So anyway, welcome. I have a deck for the collective reading today, and it's the Sacred Destiny Oracle from Denise Lynn. And so I'm going to pull a card or have Mr. O pull one for the collective. Yeah, Monster, we know. Is it dropping ferociously?
I just mentioned it, actually. It's up to 10%.
And here comes Sunny.
Maybe this is just not going to work out. Oh.
Hey, Gina. We thought we had it fixed, but apparently we're still dropping a few frames. I'm beginning to wonder if I should have bought this computer pad, and I'm getting kind of distressed here. But anyway, let me do this first, and we'll get to your question. And we have the card Release. A nice fall kind of card for this hot day. We just noticed our air conditioner seems to have gone out on us. Thankfully, it's not real hot in here yet. All right. So release. Autumn light. The sacred landscape wants you to know, when you receive this card, it is time to let go and surrender. Let go of situations, people, and objects that do not serve you. Let go of old, outmoded, self-limiting beliefs that drag you down. This is a time of stripping away superficial distractions until you reach who you are at your core. If you are holding on to the old, it is difficult for anything new to come into your life. Begin to clear your home and living environments of clutter. If you don't love it or use it, it probably is clutter. Clear it out of your space. It's time for a detox. To get ready for the new, you must release the old. I don't know why this just seems very interesting to me today, Mr. O. It was almost like it was picked for me.
Okay.
Maybe we'll say no more. Oh, I see Dr. Victor's here. That's
He's
right.
been here for a while, actually.
That's right. I remember that. I just want to make sure.
Well, maybe I'll talk about the decks that I will try to use today while you try to figure out the list.
I've got it, actually. I think he is
Okay.
after Gina, though.
It's up to you.
We will get to everybody on the list tonight.
You may not see it because of the dropped frames.
Oh, Patton, we have so much of that to do ourselves. Like I said, it really speaks to me on a number of big levels right now. So, what do you got today, Mr. O?
Well, I have my Karma Music Tarot, and that's the moon from that deck. I also have the Ancestral Path Tarot,
Okay.
and that's the Death card from that deck. And I have the Mermaid Tarot, and that's the Seven of Swords from that deck. And you?
And me? Well, I have, again, my Shadow Within Tarot. I have my Totem Animal Tarot. Gee, my favorite card always ends up on top. I don't know why. Just happens that way. It's one of my favorite cards anyway, the Ace of Wands in that deck. And I also have, let's see, oh, we don't want the Death card. Let's find something nicer like the Nine of Cups from the After Tarot. And my Lenormand will be the ones I used last time, the Healing Light Lenormand. And I think it's the Mystical Lenormand is the other one I believe it's called. I might be wrong about that. So we are good to go. And Patton had his question. And it is, should they buy a new graphics card or a new gaming laptop?
Okay.
So I want to do the 2 and 2 on that.
Sure.
Well, what am I?
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with the After Tarot. Well, Dr. Victor, I'm not completely sure if I missed you somewhere earlier. I have you down last, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people only on the list, so you are number 9.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you remove your background theme, it fixes. Oh. So Monster says, I think Patton is correct. Maybe internet related. Yeah, it's just very strange. I don't know. Still makes me wonder about my Xfinity equipment needing an upgrade.
We're dropping over a quarter of our frames, over 25%.
Oh, now it looks, oh, there it is. I see. Yep. Well, we're sorry, people. We're going to keep working this out. Hi, Hannah. Excuse the technical difficulties with this new computer we have. I'll add your name to the list. Welcome. I'll go over the list after this reading we're doing. Hi, RC. I think you're going to be something like number 12 or 11, RC.
RC came in a lot earlier. I saw their comments
What?
earlier. I did. When I rebooted, they seemed to have disappeared, but they came earlier, actually.
I don't see them down here earlier. So we're even having
did.
problems with our feed a little bit. We're both seeing different things.
Because I also saw Libra
That's right, it was
Cusp
on the
here
top.
too. Did you see Libra
I did
Cusp?
not see
I
Libra
saw both
Cusp,
of
but
them here
Mary
earlier.
Grace is here. I see Mary
Yeah.
Grace.
So our lists aren't even correct.
We're sorry about the difficulties today. I'm going to go over this list for what it's worth when we're done. Okay, let me get this reading for... Wow, Patton. Neither look like good options. No, I'm not sure what to say here. The first one, we got the Queen of Cups reversed, along with the Magician reversed. And then we have the Page of Wands reversed, along with the Four of Swords reversed. So basically your question was whether you should buy the gaming thing, I think, or I wanted to see what was first, how I did this. Turn your Wi-Fi off your phones and tablets.
That's not the question.
What? I know, but...
Well...
Sorry. How about if I just power off my phone? But I need my tablet. Okay. Should you buy a new graphics card or a new gaming laptop? So for the graphics card, we got the Queen of Cups reversed and the Magician reversed. And I'm kind of thinking you don't feel good about that choice. You really would rather have the gaming thing, wouldn't you? I mean, that's what it looks like to me.
It's not inspiring, and or you don't want to direct a lot of your energy towards it.
Yeah, that's at least what we're seeing here.
On the other hand, that may not be inspiring either, or at least it's the bad news connected with it. It's the timeliness of it that's not working out.
Well, but the Four of Swords
It should be, but it isn't.
The Four of Swords is reversed, and so I'm thinking that it means that, you know, maybe the action or activity should go towards that, but it looks as though there's either going to be some delays or some issues with getting what you want. I'm not sure. That's the Page of Wands reversed, I think. But what do you say?
It just seems like an imbalance to me.
It does seem like, I don't know, you know, maybe is this not a good time for you to buy either for other reasons, Pat? Like maybe you should be applying this to something else. I would say out of the two, I would vote for the latter. Oh, hi, Divine You. We're still having technical difficulties. My list is a mess. But I'm doing what I can here. We'll go over the list in a minute. I'm going to do a couple Lenormand for Pat and see if there's anything in here to pay attention to. Wow. So we have the Clover, which is a positive card, but, you know, there's the cross with it. And all I can say in regards to your question is this might be saying to go with the thing that makes you feel better, that, you know, picks up your mood, that you really feel good about doing. And to me, it didn't sound like the first one.
Well, something lucky might happen, but maybe it would be that you just gave up on waiting for it or being excited about it. Like you're just going to have to let it take its time, and then all of a sudden it kind of comes through.
Okay, so I'm going to go over this list. That's what we have for you, Patton. Sorry for all the craziness here. I'm going to go over the list as I have it, and I know there has to be some names out of order, but we're just going to have to go with this today because we have no way to verify because of all the glitches that happen. So I have Angel Mary as next, and then Estelle, and then Laura, Sandy, Ted, January Girl, Gina, Dr. Victor, Hannah, RC, Mary Grace, Libra Cusp, and Divine You. And sorry. He's seeing some names. I was seeing others. Oh my goodness, it's a mess.
We're definitely not synced between our two monitors here. And I suspect that because we're dropping over 30% of our frames, that has something to do with it, maybe.
So, Angel Mary, you are next.
If you're still here.
Let me know if a question comes up I forgot to do.
So yes, thank you for the beanie compliment.
It's not exactly a beanie, I would say.
No, it's a knit cap. And look at that.
So, Angel Mary, second call for you. I know we might be having some delays here. If Angel Mary is not here, then we'll move on to a cell.
Okay, there's Angel Mary.
Oh, good. Awesome.
A love reading?
Just a general?
It says love.
Okay, general love reading.
I guess you're reading her mind.
Oh, we could read from yours. Go ahead.
I didn't indicate that at all, but usually we've been doing those.
Oh, that's right. Use the mermaid. Well, if we did that, we'd use them all the time because we get all these love questions, Mr. O.
Well, it seems like we have used them a lot lately. I thought you would have noticed that.
Maybe I did. Oh,
Day
what a
5
crazy
is
day.
just like any other day right now.
What a crazy day so far.
Very
Yeah,
Mercury retrograde lately, and I'm not liking it. Everything
Yeah,
is
Ted,
super
you're going to
frustrating.
get, all of you are going to see some drops, and we apologize. How's day 5 of your retirement, Mr. O?
I already answered her.
How's day 5 of your retirement?
I already answered
How's day
her.
5? Sorry. Mercury also affects communicating. I don't know if
there are nonverbal forms of communicating. Shall we not talk about that? I don't even think I got a cough drop for myself in case I have a coughing fit.
I have 2 if you need one. So, Gina, I could just say, you could ask me how let's see, how day 2 of being back to work after my time off is. Well, it was an experience, I'll just say. It was a crazy day today at work.
Okay, Angel, the first card is the 4 of Pentacles reversed. And then we have the High Priestess upright.
Thank you, Hannah, for mentioning the tapestry.
And then we have the Hanged Man or Mermaid or Merman, whatever, upright also. So, with that 4 of Pentacles reversed, when our thoughts are about love, it may be indicating that you're feeling like you need to sort of show somebody how much you love. You're wanting to kind of put it out there a little bit, and maybe that's a little bit of the High Priestess too, because it represents a divine feminine of sorts, but it's also about a wisdom too, and maybe it's saying too that there's just needs to be a certain wisdom with or instinct with how you project yourself emotionally. Did you want to jump in?
I can't see. That was the Hanged Man there,
That's
upright?
the Hangman.
Do I want to jump in? Well,
That is exciting, Ted. Good job. He says he got the job.
Oh, awesome. So, 4 of Pentacles reversed. So basically, you have to decide how much of yourself you want to put out there to the universe. Is this a time to maybe open up more? If you want love to come to you, you're going to have to be open and ready. The High Priestess is indicating to me that, maybe you're sensing there's a kind of a timing involved in this, for want of a better...
A serendipity.
A serendipity. And there could very well be. But again, when I look at the 4 of Pentacles here, and did you make that correlation?
Not yet.
When I see the 4 of Pentacles reversed, which is talking about maybe giving more, letting go a little bit, and then you have the Hanged Man upright, and the Hanged Man is telling you to take a fresh perspective and a new view on maybe what your expectations are in love and romance.
But maybe they're both informed by the High Priestess, which is sort of this idea of wisdom that I mentioned, and I didn't quite connect it. But the thing is that as Angel should be thinking about those kind of ways of projecting, do it in a wise, informed way too, and realize that you need to retain the power. So don't do anything unwise, and consider what you do have to give up in this regard too. Make that special for yourself. Make that something that informs a lot of other things too.
But thus far, I have to say, Angel, I'm not seeing anything in these cards indicating something is coming to you right now in love and romance. It seems like kind of the status quo, but maybe some internal work and changes going on. That's sort of what I see happening with you, but let me throw...
It may be more a guideline for moving forward in trying to, project romantic feelings or emotionality. But it isn't clearly talking about it necessarily coming. She's right, I think.
At least not there. So we'll see what the Lenormand has to say about this. Wow. Why is this coming up again in this deck? Okay, so this time I have the cross again. And the birds. And so, I'm just going to say that there might be some news that's going to be very disappointing to you. If this is relating to love, this is going to be kind of a setback sort of news. But it could just be in general that this is just trying to tell me to tell you there's going to be some really disappointing news coming to you soon. And, I got to remind everybody, who's interested in love and romance right now with this quarantine and the virus and everything going on, it's just really hard right now to connect with people.
Right. I think it's absolutely true. And it could just be, too, that maybe some people are even feeling this when they're more involved in virtual relationships at this time. Maybe they normally don't have that, but now, of course, a number of relationships have turned into a more virtual, and it's very hard on people. And
that's what I was going to say is maybe you're going to get some. The other thing is that maybe what this news is the fact that you're grieving over nothing happening here in the love department right now. I just think for the time being, whatever is going on right now for you is going on. That's it. It's status quo. And so if you're unhappy with that, that might be coming out in these cards.
So maybe too that it just doesn't look good in the most recent time frame.
Right.
It might be better if we wait a couple of months to a season or so.
Well,
it's not about not being
about
open for it, but it's just saying that maybe, in my opinion, that maybe nothing's really going to be nibbling yet.
I would try again in another month just to see if the energies are shifting. But for at least about the next 4 weeks, things are going to seem really,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And you're welcome.
Wish I could tell you better. Hey, Asel, you are up. And after Asel is Laura, Sandy, Ted, January Girl, Gina, Dr. V, Hannah, RC, Mary Grace, Libra Cusp, and Divine You. Did I miss anyone?
I don't think
No.
so.
So again, just apologies for all the crazy disruptions.
Yeah, we got a couple of other insights that will possibly help, but it's really mystifying because we did a test run on another YouTube channel that we have access to, and it really looked good. Everything looked good. We tested it for about 5 minutes, and we thought, yeah, it's doing fine.
Oh my gosh, we went for like 7 minutes without dropping frames. So it's like, what happened? We don't know. But anyway, Asel, we got your question in 2021. Okay. You want to use one of yours?
The soulmate.
Sounds like a yes, no.
Alrighty.
So I am getting very close to the 800 follower mark on Twitter. It's like, I can't believe the last couple days things just started hopping like no tomorrow on Twitter. Crazy.
I thought I saw you there earlier. I'm just going to go with the Banshee here. She wants to...
I do have to apologize, Libra Cusp, but I just have no... I don't even have you on my list here until recently. And so
we're just going to chalk it up to the problems we're having, and we're really sorry. So
we're usually much better than this with the list. But it is what it is tonight. My apologies. All right.
So in the meantime, you get a shot of Sun Man.
Yeah, we'll show you Sunny. If that doesn't cheer everybody up.
Wake up, Sunny. You're on.
Sleeping Sun Man.
Oh, well. We tried.
Well, I admit that is a pretty deck, Mr. O.
Thanks for giving it to me.
I know.
Did you think you saw one?
No.
So
those are 2 10s, aren't they?
Yeah.
Ah.
Right now, what it's looking like is that it's probably leaning more towards no. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it doesn't seem as likely. And we have 2 10s that are both reversed. We have the 10 of Swords reversed and the 10 of Pentacles reversed. And these may indicate other factors that could be involved in that, or other situations that you may have to focus on instead of or rather than. One of those could be the fact that maybe you're overcoming a stressful time, a possible issue with somebody you might consider to be your evil twin, or the person that you feel sort of is a personal enemy of sorts, or you feel that maybe there's just something really bad that has happened to you or will be happening to you, but you are working very hard to overcome that, and it looks good. But my guess would be that it might be involving financial stuff, because I see that reverse 10 of Pentacles too. So it seems to me like it's not as likely you're going to meet the soulmate person. You might have other issues dealing with family matters, stress, strife, money situations, something like that. You've been waiting.
I'm so patient.
Hi, Laura.
As I play with my hair. No,
yes, you're on the list.
So I think that what is going on here is those 2 10s are connected. This is something you will probably be dealing with. There's some issues in the family that either maybe you will be part of a healing process, or you'll be healing from some type of family discord or troubles. Those 2 10s seem to go together to me. And so I think that you're going to be occupied with other things in 2021. Now, that does not mean that you don't meet anybody, but I'm not so sure you're going to meet the one in 2021 according to this.
And it could just be that maybe that they won't prove to be that person even if you did meet them until maybe 22. Like maybe just these other diversions kind of keep you on focusing on any personal relationships with people that could be that soulmate. So you wanted to do a Lenormand?
Of course.
Of course.
You are on the list, Libra. You are. You're not the last. And I'm sorry. I really do apologize. You know, we owe you guys because we've been like faltering here with this stream. This new computer is just not doing it. But I keep thinking there's other factors I have to look into. So I'm going to have to do that.
I personally think that that's more true than not, but I don't have the technical understanding. But it seems like something isn't configured to either the speed of our internet, or the speed of the computer, or the speed of the uploading. Thanks, Libra.
So I have the 10 here of whatever it is, the scythe. And then I jot the key, number 33. And that's very interesting to me because it seems to indicate that the key has something to do with cutting something. I wonder if it doesn't have to do with what we're seeing there in the disharmony that you're dealing with those 10s that were put away. The 10 of cups or pentacle, what was it? The 10 of pentacles and the 10 of swords. Because
so it's another sword, and it's
so in other
10.
words, you have to cut something out of your life or make a break with something in order to have some kind of breakthrough, if that makes sense to you. The key is leaving something behind or cutting it away and then moving on.
Right, and I do think that it kind of correlates with what we saw there, that maybe there's just these other issues that need to be resolved first before you can really, give your attention to a personal relationship. Hi, Jenna.
Which,
and we should be able to put you on the list.
Which, by the way, I just thought I'd show you again, this is another 10 card. So we had 3 10 cards in this reading, which I think is interesting.
And that one has a cutting edge, being a scythe. So.
Yeah, hey Jenna, I'll get you down, but we are crazy tonight and sorry again for the technical difficulties. Hey Austin, I will add you to the list, but it's getting kind of long now, so we'll see how it goes. I may have to cut you off at the last reading we do. We'll see how it goes. We might be able to get more in. So that was a sell. We are on Laura now. Laura, you are up. And then after Laura is Sandy, Ted, January Girl, Gina, Dr. V, Hannah, RC, Mary Grace, Libra Cusp, Divine You, Jenna, and Austin.
And I'm throwing up our stream schedule. Hopefully by Sunday we may get more of these bugs ironed out. So we'll see how that goes. But remember too, on our YouTube channel, you can also watch some of our other things like Banshee Soul Stories, which are very personal stories about sign synchronicities and messages that have occurred to her and how she shares them to tell you what you might yourself glean from that. And we are back for Laura. Alrighty.
Okay, how will my exams go this week? That sounds like a good question. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we'll use my Karma Tarot for those.
So basically, too, my emotional matters will be coming out this
Material matters.
Oh, did I? Material matters will be coming out this Sunday. I'm combining the two. Emotional, material.
Material exchanges.
No, it's going to be all about business, finance, and the material side of life. He does the emotional, and I'll be doing the material. And I think we're going to have them come out on Sundays to prepare you for the week ahead. So you can see what the week ahead is like. And it's going to be based like his on the astrological signs. We'll go do the elemental signs. And I'm excited.
We should wait till there's like some special weird blue moon or something, and then during that week we'll switch, and I'll do the material matters show, and you'll do the emotional exchanges.
Maybe. Who knows? And hey, by the way, we're getting very close to our anniversary of our first stream, and so we've got plenty of things in store coming up soon.
Good stuff for you.
Good stuff for you. Good stuff for us.
Yes, we hope to be announcing a couple things really soon, including our actual business plans as we are going forward with them, and some other stuff.
Might there be maybe even a giveaway or 2 or more?
Okay, Laura, here's what we got. We have several cards for you. We have
that came up again.
The reversed 4 coins. Mm-hmm. This one's cute because that's an image of Marilyn Monroe in there. Crazy.
Oh, this is so definitely about your exams, I think.
We have the Page of Coins. Oh, yeah, that one is for sure. That's a student's card. And then we have the 3 of Swords. And these latter 2, the Page and the 3 of Swords, are upright.
Yes, so I wanted to ask right off the bat, Laura. I'm looking at the 4 of coins here. I'm looking at the 3 of swords. And I'm feeling you really gave a lot of yourself on this. You really put yourself into these exams and you're worried. You're nervous. I hope you're not. Maybe you're worried that you haven't given enough. I mean, that's possible too. So because the 3 of swords is kind of worry and sorrow there, but the Page of coins just indicates a very studious person.
Well, it's really a person who does have their eyes on the prize. It's somebody who does feel or should feel entitled to that good news. And pages are often messages. So I'm thinking overall it's good. It may be true, though, that maybe there's a little tarnishment. Maybe it's possible that maybe you didn't quite get that highest mark, like maybe there's a point off. That's a possibility I'm seeing, but it does seem to me like the idea that you did really put yourself out there is there. So I'm thinking that it mostly looks okay, but you're not totally wrong to be nervous about it.
No, and the cards are being just slightly ambivalent, but I think that the Page of Coins is a very positive one for me in the middle spot there. I sense that most of what I'm seeing there is just your worry and anxiety, exam anxiety. But let's see what the Lenormand has to say.
Hi, Josephine. I thought you were here earlier. I could have sworn I saw your name earlier.
Well, I didn't get you on the list if that's true, but I have you on now, Josephine. I've just put you on. We'll see if we can get to you.
We've been having problems with our frame rate dropping. We're holding at, we're not holding. We're getting worse and worse. We're at 38% now.
I'm really hoping it settles down, but I'm just not sure, guys. Wow. So I have the rope here, and I have the fox. And I get the feeling here again, this is really interesting symbology to me. It's almost as if it's saying you've really had to beat yourself up, literally, to try to achieve some success. Maybe there was a little bit of thinking outside the box. Maybe, you had to really... it's clear you had to put in a lot of effort here, and something is going to come. You're going to find out pretty soon the results of all those efforts. Hopefully it will be good news. I'm kind of I want to say yes, but I'm just thinking I understand why you're worried. There is just a lot of confusion here, even in the cards.
Well, I'm thinking that mostly what these two cards are telling me is mostly you should take yourself as that clever, smart person that you are, that fox that you are, and basically don't beat yourself up too much about it, because I think that really your cleverness, it is a little dubious. I agree, and I will be sad if you come back and say, no, you didn't get the mark you wanted. But I'm hoping that it really doesn't seem exactly like that. There's just a little bit of dubiousness there. So,
hey, Monster, I can look around and see what else. I just shut my phone off. His phone might be, but I also have another tablet I'm going to look at. I will be right back. Just talk for a minute.
Talk for a minute? I could talk for hours. So, Banshee's gone. It is now the Oberon only show. Only Oberon. Going into overtime. Obviously. Okay, I'm done.
No, you still have to talk.
Oh, I still have to talk. You're welcome, Laura. I hope that helped. I don't want to say that it's doubt so much as just sort of like it's just not really clear to us. I don't think that I doubt it so much as that I just don't feel it's really clear. So hopefully that will work out and you'll tell us. Yeah, no problem.
So weird. I can't shut this stupid thing off.
What are you trying to do?
Back.
Oh, you're trying to shut off your tablet.
It's not
okay.
powering down.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
and
it is. Gosh, who would have thought we had to get rid of all this stuff on the internet? I'm confused. My work computer is completely off, so it can't be that. There's power off. Okay, my stuff is off. What about that one right there, Mr. O?
What about it?
Sorry. You want to grab my list and read it?
Okay, here's the list. We just had Laura, so Sandy is next. Hi, Sandy. You can go ahead and prepare your question. And then we also have Ted after that. January Girl, Gina, Dr. Victor, Hannah, RC, Mary Grace, Libra Cusp, Divine You, Jenna, Austin, and Josephine. So, and I have put on Banshee's Material Matters, not to be confused with Oberon's Emotional Exchanges.
Good luck, Laura. Hey, Sandy, you are next. So let's get your going.
Didn't mean to do that.
And Ted will be after Sandy in January Girl. There's my Material Matters.
Yes, and we're done.
And we're done. That's okay.
And I'm going to type in Sandy, but I wonder if maybe she's lost in the buffer zone there. Oh, okay.
You're still at work, Divine You. Oh, boy.
A little overtime this evening? Or just your hours take you to later? When I was working and
Well,
before,
Divine You, there's a few. Let me see.
before all this,
You're the 10th person, Divine You.
and it looks like Sandy's probably gone, so I guess we are moving on.
Well, January Girl's not next. It's Ted.
I knew it wasn't January Girl. I'm sorry about that.
So January Girl will get you right after this next one. Ted is up.
Okay, Ted, if you are here, go ahead and indicate. I will take a sip to wet my whistle.
Do you need a cough drop?
No, probably
Okay.
not.
So it's still dropping even though I shut everything off, basically.
That's on.
Well, you want me to shut my tablet off too?
Oh, I thought you were shutting it off. No?
Well, how will I
What
watch?
were you doing over there?
I was shutting off that tablet.
When you were over there?
Yeah, I brought it here.
Oh, I see. Well, it was a nice try because it's now 40%.
Ah.
Okay, Ted. General reading for Ted.
Okay, Ted. Let me grab one of my decks.
Well, you know, that's the crap you get for you-know-what these days. Brand new Mac.
I may end up
versions of our
talking to those
software.
people and telling them what's happening, but I think I got to check into something else too. I finally decided.
Me? Worry?
Oh, Monster says we can work on this later. We needn't keep discussing this. Thank you, Monster. We're fretting.
You said it would be why people would watch us. As long as we didn't, like, take each other out in some gutter way,
Shuffle.
we would be ratings gold. You said that. I'm kidding.
I have no idea what he's talking about, as always.
Oh dear, we're up to 45%.
Let's not keep harping. So now we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. We have the Page of Swords reversed. And we have the Five of Pentacles upright. Ted, well, there's some there's some good news, bad news here. Actually, some of it's kind of down for a little bit because the Eight of Pentacles shows, you're going to be off to you did get the job, that's good. So be careful, be careful how you're working out. I imagine things are going to be, getting used to things in the beginning, so you may not feel totally comfortable yet there. But this is showing some issues with
I'm
work.
thinking that right from the beginning or pretty soon you're going to be challenged there. Not like, like somebody's like, hey, I want to see you in the back after 3. No, more like all of a sudden people may look at you and decide, oh, maybe Ted can do this or maybe Ted would be able to do that. So I have a feeling like some other challenges may come towards you with that. And you just need to be level-headed about that because I think that this shows they will challenge you, mostly on maybe people
I
skills.
think on intellectual level, actually,
And
it
I
could
said
be.
people skills.
Yeah. But he's right too because the swords are air and communication. So I
So it
can
could be
see
both.
that.
It could just also be, too, that because Mercury's retrograde right now, that maybe there's some stuff that's really weird there, and it's coming out during this time.
I think the other reason I thought so is because you have 2 Pentacle cards here, so I was kind of getting it from that. But I see his point. The Pentacles could just be about, the workplace issues or even some financial issues. Seems to me like, I don't know if maybe because you didn't have that job that you were maybe in some kind of financial hole, but it seems as though, there's been some issues that have been causing you some worry or doubts about things, and if you need to seek out any help to rebalance things or find out how to coordinate your finances, then do so, because help is supposed, when this card is upright, it's saying you don't really realize that there is help around you. There are things that could help you if you only, look beyond the difficulties.
On a lighter level, it just could be, too, the recognition that these are some of those challenges, is that now that you are, gainfully employed again, you're going to start working on where some of the debts or other things are that may be in your life, or other situations that a good job will help pull you out of. So now you're going to be facing some of those challenges, I think. And hopefully we'll do better with that. So let's do our Lenormand and see what that says.
So I don't see anything earth-shaking here. I mean, the Five of Pentacles is a little bit of a concern whenever that comes up, but often that is a mindset.
Well, and I kind of see a flow there, so I'm able to kind of work those together to see it as a flow here. And I'm just focusing on that little sun man over there.
Cats were ratings cold. And they are.
Even when they're just obviously oblivious.
Everybody loves the cats. Okay, so I know there's a pelican or whatever that is on this card, but it is the Anchor card. And it's the Snake card. So, the Anchor card is usually about stability and security, because think about an anchor. An anchor is keep something in place, keep something grounded and in place, Ted. So I think that, but there's a snake here. And it's like you may think you are more secure than you are. So my caution right from the get-go with this job or even your financial matters is to not be too cocky about it. I hate to use that word, but don't be too like everything's cool now, because there could be some things that you need to take care of that, you may not realize you have to. It's hidden. It's snake is about deception or sort of sneakiness, underhandedness, but things undercover. So that's why I think that could be a potential.
I think you're right with that. I think that the Anchor card sort of indicates that this is a place you'll be able to work at or stay with, all things being equal. You may not want to later, who knows, but it looks like the potential to stay there. But yeah, this snake to me kind of likens to what's going on here a little bit. And it may be that some of those challenges I'm talking about is that maybe there is somebody there who is a little jealous of you, or somebody who just, gets a little bit of delight about making it harder for Norman, new guy, kind of way personality. You would think that in 2020 we wouldn't have weirdos like that anymore, but I do have a feeling like maybe there is a dynamic going on there, so you want to watch for that. It's not like you have to necessarily play a game there, but you should be aware of what the dynamics of the game are and what the balance is.
And just for the heck of it, I think I'm going to turn off my tablet and see if it improves anything. Has anything improved since we shut anything down?
Well, it dropped a few degrees, and it had only been going up, so that's kind of interesting. But we're still talking about over 40%. So
I'm going to sign off of here. You'll be watching the chat for a bit.
I will try.
And let's see. Let's see what happens. I'll keep that off for a minute. If it doesn't make a difference, I'm going to put it back on, I think.
So
all right, so
have,
who
Ted.
is next? That's what we had for Ted. Sandy never came back, correct? So we are on January,
You're welcome.
girl. Hey, January girl, you are up. And after January girl is Gina, Dr. Victor, Hannah, RC, Mary Grace, Libra Custova, and you, Jenna, Austin, and Josephine. And I suspect we'll go into a little overtime tonight since we got such a late start with our computer problems. But I'm looking at the temperature in here, and we definitely have an air conditioner problem.
Well, the funny thing is that it's on.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You can see the tapestry flapping behind me, dear.
You're right.
It's just not cooling off.
Because
it's too hot.
Maybe. We'll have to look into that. Yet more woes. Mercury retrograde, please go away.
Okay, and we have your question, January girl.
So what is it? Because I can't see it.
They want to try for an in-person interview with the inmate, as I've been considering for years. It may be a waste of time and money, or positive. It requires a lot of follow-through, for which I'm not great at.
Inmate? Intern? I'm not
Says
sure.
Inmate.
Okay.
I read the exact words.
I'm not sure what the question is, so I...
Well, would it be positive to try for this interview? So that's a yes or no. Let's
Okay.
just go with that.
I'll leave it with you. I wish I could see it, but I can't.
Can I read it exactly again?
No. Because it didn't make... No. Okay. So what is the drop rate now?
Staying 42. A blue-collar criminal in jail.
Oh,
So-
okay. Okay.
Well, that's the meaning of inmate, dear.
You're silly.
I know. I take things at face value. That's what I read to you, so I didn't think it was a... What did you think it was? You said an intern?
Intern.
I'm
What was
that's
that?
not me. Something...
Wow. So it's leaning towards yes, January girl. You've got the Ace of Cups. And could you take that? And one of my favorites again, the Ace of Wands. Oh my. And the Emperor upright. And so the Emperor upright is indicating that, this could be really good. This actually could be very positive, could put you in a good position. What do you think?
Well, it's more like, if it works for you, it's because you're showing that you're in charge here, that you're taking the authority to be the emperor, to be the person in charge, leadership. So it may be that just because of the action of having to do this is that empowering, that maybe it's just, lighting off those receptors inside of you that need to get this kind of feedback at this time.
Yeah, no,
So it seems like you should go for it.
Personally, I think it's a go. I think it's really a powerful card to get the Emperor there. Because it shows that, it would be, you would dominate. It would just be good for you.
So we're going to do the Lenormand.
So I have the lilies. And I have the mountains. And so I would say that this could be, a little bit of a trial by fire for you. There will be some challenges, but I think there are overall healthy challenges with the lilies there. You probably could gain some wisdom and experience doing this.
I'm going to have to say that I mostly agree with that. I don't really see what else it could mean since I don't know the cards that well. But it seems to me like there's some sort of resolution by doing this. And what you're putting behind you is the sense of how rocky or mountainous the road had been getting there.
And that's what we have for you, January girl. I hope that helps. And we are on Gina. After Gina will be Dr. V. And then Hannah, R.C., Mary Grace, Libra Cusp, Divine You, Jenna, Austin, and Josephine. Thank you. So one of my cards was spent. Is that what you were pointing out?
No, it had something on the surface.
Oh, funny. Okay, I'll check that out later.
General reading for the coming week.
For Gina?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Gina. Still the same drop rate?
Over 40%.
Ah, okay. I don't know. Do you think it would mess things up if I put my tablet on again?
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think that's
I think
the problem.
it's not mattering. Yeah, I think it's something else. But maybe it is the internet, like he suggested.
I think it's more likely something in OBS, the software we use. It's just not configured correctly somehow. You're welcome, January girl.
You're welcome.
That's a big step. A lot of people can't really consider that. I couldn't.
Now,
Sun Man. Oh, excuse me.
all right, so I picked him up. I forgot. Okay. We have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. We have the Empress upright. And it's another 2 Pentacles out of 3 cards. We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So, you know, I think you got to watch your spending right now. Maybe. Money is going to be going out the window, it looks like, possibly. Possibly for some expenses that were maybe unanticipated. And, you know, but knowing you, Gina, this Empress card is for you. I think that you will find a creative way to pull yourself out of these difficulties.
Well, I'm actually wondering if maybe somebody has mentioned a blessed event that's in the offing, and maybe you will feel you need to buy a gift or something like that. Maybe there's a wedding, or maybe there's a baby shower, or something like that might be going on, or you're going to hear about that in the very near future, and you'll feel like that's where that outlay of cash may come from, because it's really probably going to be somebody who you really want to be that special for. And then I also think with that Knight of Pentacles reversed, it may be too that what you're going to find out too is that if you were getting some advice on material matters, so to speak, you might find you're going to question that advice with certain people, because maybe you're feeling like it's not really the right tip, or maybe their advice is skewed in their direction somehow. I don't know, something like that.
Oh. Well, he would not refuse it. You know, we have a P.O. box now. We'll be announcing that
That's
soon.
not a blessed event. That's a blasted event. Or at least I should have a blast while I'm doing it.
Oh, our birthday present for Casey. That's right. His birthday is coming up. Do we know when it is exactly? Because, yeah, we know it's coming.
I think he's in July.
Oh, he's
Leo.
July, yeah.
I think he is.
All right, Gina, here's your Lenormand. So we have this beautiful, whimsical child here. And then we have the tree. There's lots of ways I can look at this one, Gina. I think that what it means is some slow, steady progress towards better health. You've been working on something to better yourself in some way, and it's showing that it's starting to pay off, maybe with some slow, steady progress. But also, I think that it could hearken to the fact that, you are a childlike soul. Even at this point in your life, it's just something that remains with you.
Or there's that blessed event again. Child. Mother and child.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Gina.
Oh, dear. I see. And I kind of thought he was like 26 for some reason. I'm not sure why that date stuck out to me. But that's very interesting. I'm going to just go with the idea that whether it's a physical birth, something is happening. Maybe that's really what it is what Banshee sees here. But it's enough to want to put a little bit of yourself into materially or otherwise.
Right. Just be careful, because I think this Knight reversed shows some kind of imbalance there.
Yeah. Trust make sure you trust everyone completely.
It will grow. Is that the trick I've been missing? Shoot.
Oh, dear.
But that's what we have for you today, Gina. Thanks for putting up with all our crazy problems. And hey, Dr. V, you are up. And then Hannah, RC, Mary Grace, Libra Cuss, Divine U, Jenna, Austin, and Josephine. And I saw Bex X entered the room with a question. And Bex, I know you've been here before. We got to add you to the list. We don't, you're at the bottom of the list, and we'll see if we can get to you.
Much love to you, Gina. Thank you. Well, you do manage to squeeze in those extra...
It's a very complicated question, Dr. V. Let's see. That's why I'm sitting here reading it and like, how am I going to do that one? So, let's do that first one as a yes-no. And then we'll do 3 for the... so why don't you get one of your decks for the yes-no?
So I have the Ancestral Path Tarot.
Okay, I'm going to get out my After Tarot for
that first
other
part as a yes or no.
Okay.
As we move into July, it'll be time for the next sun sign entering a new sign, and that's going to be Leo. And so once again, we'll do our monthly modality message, which is pretty much a very unique kind of look at how the astrological modalities will inform the actions you may choose to take in your regular monthly horoscope.
So this is a yes-no.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like it's leaning towards yes on the first part of your question, Dr. V. So you asked for an upgrade.
Will they review your offer after you ask for the upgrade?
Yeah.
It looks like probably yes. It is possible that up until now, they weren't sure they wanted to look at that, but something has maybe changed on their end that makes them feel like they feel more comfortable with proceeding ahead in that consideration.
Yeah, I think so.
They might have had to ask somebody else at another level.
There may have been some steps and hoops that they've had to go through for sure. But I think that this is probably an okay way to go. I mean, that they're okay with this decision. So yes, that might be accepted. But now you're asking, and I realize this is almost a two-part question too. What will be the outcome of the interview, and which of 1 and 2 is better? So, how do we want to do that?
Should we do this with the same deck?
I want to do it with this deck, I think.
Okay. Then maybe we'll come back to this one for which one is the better offer. So this is really asking about
Dr.
the interview.
V, I don't know.
Offer.
We got to limit you to one question next time. and putting them all in one sometimes just doesn't work. So, but we'll see. We'll do this for you this time. Everybody's been so patient. And we will get to everybody tonight. We still have plenty of time. Shuffle quick. So my next soul stories hopefully will be released soon. I did have a little delay this week. We've been working on bugs here and a few other problems and getting used to the computer equipment, so I didn't quite get to it. But it's coming, and it will be my ghost story. Okay,
Is that the one with Aunt Eleanor?
This is the outcome of the interview. Yes, it's the Aunt Eleanor one. Well, I don't know here. It seems like they might not make a good choice or decision. They're really waffling on something, and
it may be possible that they're looking at somebody that they think has more tendencies that they want, and I'm kind of a little bit wondering about this. This is like somebody that is not necessarily, and I'm not saying this about you either, but this is somebody who does not necessarily have a real passive side. They might have a little bit of an edge to them, and I'm thinking they're leaning towards somebody, or that they would like somebody that has a little bit more of an edge to them. That's possible that maybe they want somebody who seems to have more of an instinct for a certain level of I don't want to say aggressiveness, but that's what I'm drawn to because of the swords.
I am concerned with the Ace of Swords reversed. Like, it might not work out. I mean, sometimes that could mean a victory, but is it a good victory? I mean, maybe you'll do well, but on the other hand, is this the right choice for you? It almost seems like once this comes through, you might think that no, maybe the other option was better. So maybe it's time to do that quick reading now.
And just, yeah, I agree with you, but just real quickly, I'm going to say the Lovers, 6 sword, 2 swords, 5, and 1 are 6. So I'm thinking this is really interesting. And of course, 6 and 6 is 12, and 1 and 2 is 3. But I am thinking that right now there's a sense of it not necessarily being settled, but that they are looking for something else maybe that is not exactly what they think they see with you. So now I guess we have to do the more detailed reading.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
well,
try
it's
it.
just going to be 1 or 2. Let's see.
Okay.
So,
do they favor which 1 or 2 is better?
yeah. He is just so oh, it went up. No, it went down a degree.
It's up to 46.
No, I meant the thermostat.
Oh, yes. We'll take it. Well,
wonder what's up with that.
It's a very hot day here in Detroit area.
I guess. But that has not happened. All right. It's for 1. It's for 2. Well, just by, oh, this is really a tough one. I almost think that 1 is better than 2, but they're not without their problems in each case. This one to me indicates that there might be some, and I don't know if we've discussed this before with some of your options, Dr. V, but there might see some disharmony with people here with the choice of number 1. Or just some, you maybe not feel fulfilled enough from this this choice.
It may make choices or limitations on some of your family life or your home life or your emotional life. It may make you have some constraints there, like maybe you won't have a certain level of freedom you had because of the hours involved or something like that. Too, that's something that maybe you were expecting to be a part of, that maybe you might have to forego that, or that maybe plans are going to change. So it sounds like some plans are going to change, some constraints on aspects of your personal, social, or emotional life.
But I think this number 2 choice kind of concerns me more because they're both Pentacle cards and they're both reversed. And the 3 of Pentacles reversed just seems to me as like, I'm not really sure you're going to be able to put your best foot forward on this job, or for the work that you do, I'm not sure you're going to get recognized for it. You know, you're going to be doing a lot, and it seems for very little recognition.
Yeah, in the long run, if you went with number 2, what it looks like is maybe they're just not going to appreciate you as much. And of course, I'm thinking back to the other card reading where maybe they're thinking they want a different kind of quality within the person that they're picking. So maybe you would not be that person to them. It could be that maybe you could just weather yourself there, but it might be a little bit harder than you think. It may just look like you're always sort of working harder than other people or than what you thought you would be.
Hey, Chrissy, we'll add you. We got you down.
So that's what we have. We're going to do a Lenormand as your final. Ooh.
Well, this is positive.
These are positive.
We've got the Fox. And we've got the Moon. And so I'm thinking, you know...
They both kind of have a business aspect.
Yeah. I'm thinking you really have to think about what job you feel you will be the most creative and productive at. And also, you know, this is really where you're just going to have to soul search and determine which one you feel holds the most success for you.
I see that, and I see this too, is that this is for you to look at yourself and say to go either of these ways might mean putting a little bit of an artifice or a cleverness about yourself that maybe you don't normally do, that you might have to actually put a little bit of an act on yourself to portray yourself in a different light. You may like doing that. It may help you, but it may also point to a cleverness that you're going to have to feel you're touching into to be in this situation. So,
well, that's what we have for you today, Dr. V. I hope you made sense of that. Because really, this has been a crazy night. Very Mercury retrograde. I can't wait till this retrograde is over. And maybe we can fix out our computer problems. Sunday. Woohoo! So, Hannah, are you still with us? If you are, you can type in your question now. And next on the list is RC, Mary Grace, Libra Cusp, Divine You, Jenna, Austin, Josephine, Bexex, and Chrissy.
That's why it seems like the second one is maybe more of a stretcher, that they're looking for something different. Maybe you don't exactly match up what they have, or they're not seeing that. You haven't shown them that. Okay, Hannah.
Okay, so you're wondering if somebody wants the connection relationship to go somewhere. Let's do 3 cards on that one, I think. You want to do one of yours?
The Mermaid.
The Mermaids.
And we were telling other people, Hannah, that I like to use the Mermaid Tarot because it's good for questions about emotional situations, whether they're actually applying to people's relationships or just the kind of turbulence or serenity that we're finding, you know, in our lives. Hey, boy. I see you over there. I see you over there.
Aw. All right. All right. Ooh.
Okay, so we have our 3 cards. You have the 8 of Cups reversed. You have the Ace of Swords reversed. And then you have the Two of Wands upright.
Well, I always like a 2 card when we're asking about relationships, that's
Yes,
for
I was
sure.
just thinking the same thing.
The 8 of Cups, yeah, I don't... So this is a new connection for you, I take it. But the 8 of Cups is interesting because sometimes to me, it indicates a return to something. But not necessarily. I think what this means to me in this case is that somebody could be moving towards you, is basically it. So this connection could be coming towards you, but it seems to me that it's still off to kind of a shaky start, like maybe a false start. Maybe there are some delays or some obstacles that still need to be worked out. But the Two of Wands at the end here seems to indicate a connection could be made.
Well, to some degree there's about ambiguity, but I think a part of it is that there's a sense of time not being as important to the idea of being established here, and that even though this Eight of Cups sort of looks like a change from spirit-held truths, it could be saying that that's what's being established in a way, is that we're moving towards a reconciliation with all of those matters there, the duality aspects, finding room for both spirit and for material contentment.
Well, so yeah, the Eight of Cups is really about a return to more mundane matters, correct?
Reverse?
Yeah.
Yes, in a way, right.
So in other words, I mean, it could be affairs of the heart, but not necessarily, because when it's upright, it's usually going on a spiritual vision quest of sorts, or seeking a higher purpose in life. But this is more down to earth now. And so maybe that's why I'm saying it's kind of leading here. But this in the middle seems to indicate to me, the Ace reverse, that there's just some delays that need obstacles to surmount yet. It may not happen really fast, but I think it's going to happen.
It could mean that there are still changes going on back and forth, and that's why it's not resolved yet, but it is moving towards this. It's kind of like people who want to keep one foot in the past a little bit, just because there's a comfort there of knowing that you could go back to something if you need to. You could return to something that is still kind of protective or empowering to you. So maybe that's what it's saying too, is that as this person is coming towards you or thinking about this, they're also trying to keep a certain level of their comfort there too.
So I've got the Scythe, cutting implement, and I've got the House card. So I don't know what this exactly means, except in the, as far as this goes, except for this fact that maybe somebody is in the process of cutting ties with their home life, or where they live. Maybe they have to make a move. So I don't know if somebody has to make a move in order for this to happen.
Maybe they've recently moved, or maybe they are still continuing some movement. And I sort of feel like there's a parallel between that then and this one too, because this was talking about a change. This is sort of talking about moving towards a new status quo in a sense. So maybe these are qualities saying that this person also has these other mundane issues to deal with, and I also said establishment too. So it's like maybe they have this in their heart, in their mind, but they really have some other things that are more of the physical to take care of.
Okay. Well, and I think that maybe that's part of this, is that, some of the things that they're doing right now is part of the obstacles maybe that you have to surmount. So, obviously if they're going to be away for a while, that's going to kind of keep that distance between the connection. So what I would suggest to you is to do what you can to kind of keep it lively and keep it open. Not to put too much pressure. Let things kind of develop naturally and take their course, because I do think it could be leading to something.
That's easy for you to say, Irish Capricorn.
Was that you, RC? So now I have to look for that? Well, you are coming up next anyway. So at any rate, that's what we have for you now, Hannah, but feel free to come back and ask again. We're sorry you had to put up with all these glitches today, but thanks for joining us. And if you subscribe and put on notifications, you'll know when we go live next. So, which will be Sunday anyway, I'll just tell you. Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hey, RC or Irish Capricorn.
They're next.
You are next. You're welcome, Hannah.
You're
so
welcome.
RC or whoever, you are up next. And Mary
Irish
Grace will be after that. Libra Cusp, Divine You, Jenna, Austin, Josephine, Bex X, and Chrissy. And we're cutting it off with Chrissy because I doubt we can get beyond Chrissy today. All right, so come on, RC. We need the question.
A co-conspirator.
Oh, I told him to change it. Okay, Irish, general reading for you. Let me give you these cards back.
All right.
And I will pull these out. So you're the one, Libra.
Well, what would I be? A Litvak Scorpio?
What would I be?
A Polish Aries.
A Polish Banshee Aries. Have to make it weirder. All right. Let's see what we have for Irish. You know, I got nothing against Irish Capricorn. After all, I'm the Banshee, so hey, thumbs up. Thumbs up for me. All right. Well, little bit of up and down here. We have the Six of Swords, and that's reversed. We have the Knight of Swords, is that?
Wands.
Wands, and that's upright. And we have the Lovers reversed. Do you want to take it away first?
Okay, well, with the Six of Swords, we're thinking that somehow we still have something we have to deal with here in our situation. It may be talking about the overall life situation, that there may be some emotional difficulties that we feel we have, or maybe we feel that to some degree they're lessening, but we don't feel we can really get away from them. And in a way, we maybe are feeling challenged because there are some things that are saying, no, you should try to really set yourself out there. Distinguishment is a feeling I'm getting here, that even if you can't totally remove yourself from the atmosphere, you can distinguish yourself from the atmosphere. You know, you can change your attitude, basically, is what that's saying. And that sometimes what that leads to is then this idea here is that you may have to accept that this is a time of trial right now, where maybe, you know, things are still working on repairing themselves, or maybe you have to figure out what is the essence of what you're trying to portray by being a lover, by being with somebody in a loving relationship. You have to go to the heart of that.
So I look at these cards and I'm seeing this real push-pull thing going on here. Because on the one hand, you have the Six of Swords and you're kind of stuck in place. It's like you don't see a way out of the situation you're in right now. And then I have the Knight of Wands, which clearly is trying to get you to move forward. So what is holding you back from moving forward? Is it making a choice or decision to make that move? Something is blocking you, and I think it's like something here, that you're going to have to clear in order to achieve forward movement, which is what the Knight of Wands wants you to do. Wants you to push ahead, move forward with your life, but something is holding you back or holding you in place. And I get the feeling it's up here.
That's pretty good, Banshee.
Oh, thank you. I don't know what Irish thinks of that, but anyway. So let's draw some Lenormand and see if we can get something else on that for you.
We're sorry, but we don't think we're able to take any more readings tonight, JSS.
Yeah, JSS, I think we are full up for the night. Sorry about that. But come and check us out again, and hopefully we'll have some of our live stream problems fixed.
Yeah, we've been having some issues with our live stream tonight. But normally we're on twice a week, hassle-free as we're getting adjusted. So we're on again next Sunday at 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Well, I have to say, this card has come up an awful lot today for people. And so there's a lot of grieving or remorse or sorrows that are being displayed here. And then I have this person. And so I feel like maybe what might be holding you in place is, this feeling of loss for someone. Want to add to that?
Well, because we know a lot of your situation, we kind of get it, and you're always reminding us. And I don't know. I just think that, there's a serious conversation that's just for you guys, and that we're not going to be as helpful with that. We see these things and we sort of feel like there was an opportunity to continue dialogue. It's always important just to remember, I can't ever get these cards in place the way I want them to. There we go.
Well, they're big too.
No, it's the mirror thing. I think this is my left hand, but it's really my right hand. Oh. Anyway, hey, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand does.
At any rate, are you rambling? Because I need to speak.
I am rambling. Go ahead, speak.
So basically, I really feel, Irish, that, part of this, whatever you're not letting go of here feeling-wise might be what is holding you back right now from this movement that the Knight of Wands wants to see happen. And, sometimes it's at these points, when you are able to let something like this go, that actually it brings back to you what you truly desire. But you've got to be able to rise above it and see what happens from there. Sometimes you need that more elevated perspective, what your next move is going to be.
I'm not a psychologist. I play one, I guess.
No, we're not.
We're not, we
are not.
We're folk psychologists.
We don't play one.
We don't play one.
But the tarot is like that. The tarot is kind of a tool that offers some advice as well as, some prognosticating. So it really does kind of dive into what might be going on in the head. So that's what we have for you, Irish. I hope that helps. Mary Grace, you are up, and then Libra will be up after that. And then Divine You, Jenna, Austin, Josephine, Bex, and Chrissy. And we will get you all in. Good grief, why are my cards just falling out of my... Oh, because they don't belong here. Now I'm losing it.
Well, the backs look similar in a way. They both have
You're
those
welcome,
purple
Irish.
tones. You're welcome. Hi there. Hi, son.
So, Mary, are you with us? I think you still are.
Being a kitty is the easiest thing in the world, isn't it? I want to be a kitty. Mommy, can I be a kitty tomorrow? Just for
I have 3 on my hands since I don't need a 4th.
I would be the best behaved one.
Would ya?
Oh, maybe not. Who are we looking for, Mary Grace?
Yeah, type it in. We'll check one more time. And then we have to move on. Well, thank you all for hanging out with us through our technical difficulties. You truly are a loyal group when you do that. I really so grateful for all of you coming.
One of the first things we did was we reviewed last week's live stream, most of it.
Oh, Mary's here.
And we noticed that
You're up, Mary.
that the audio portion stuck. It was just the picture frames dropped, so we could hear things well. So presumably you guys are hearing us well. It's just that staccato effect.
I have noticed one interesting development here, though, Mr. O. Last week, when we did our live stream, last Sunday, this thing would not only, slow, buffer, but it would make me have to reboot it. I haven't had to do that once tonight.
Okay, very good. Okay, so hi, Mary Grace. We have your reading, career reading.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yours
Okay.
are...
What do you want to use?
I'll use this one again.
Alrighty. And thank you for the question. Thank you for your patience.
What you drop? Oh, you dropped a bunch. That doesn't count. So I just have one more work day. This was a short work week for me because I had 2 days off, which was really nice, except that our water got shut off, and when it turned back on, they had to do a boil water emergency for 48 hours.
Was Neptune also retrograde?
Oh my gosh, probably. A lot of those
No, if
planets.
Neptune's retrograde, I think you have severe plumbing issues. Oh,
So this was career, huh?
yes.
Well, this is very interesting, Mary. We have the Two of Swords upright for you. We have the Ten of Pentacles upright for you. And we have the Eight of Cups upright for you. So general career...
Now,
Go ahead.
there's water in both of these backgrounds, and although you mentioned the sea-based, I'm thinking like there's water there, though, the sea-based career. But I'm thinking, too, just as a general question, are you the kind of person that maybe employers might actually fight over you? Like maybe you have skill sets that make you valuable to a couple of industries or situations.
Yeah, that's possible. There's a duality there with that too. But also, I'm sensing sometimes the two can indicate a stalemate, that there's kind of a standstill right now. So I'm kind of sensing at least because you're asking,
What's coming up?
what is coming up this year? So since there is a time base to this, I would say in the immediate, in the present right now, things are kind of where they are. Nothing's happening right now. However, I think what's coming to you is something that is going to bring you more money. I think it is something that could have to do with
A strong family business, not necessarily your family, but maybe...
Yeah, it might be a family business. Absolutely. I see that. I wouldn't say necessarily working for your own family, but it
No.
might be a family-run business. And then the Eight of Cups indicates to me you might be moving for this job. I think you might be moving just because there is that element to the card of moving to something.
Well, if you're not doing a physical move, there may be some other dynamic here, and I'm actually wondering if the people that could be your employers, plural, maybe already are aware of you out there, looking for them, or aware of you in your field. I sort of get the feeling like maybe you're a known quantity on some level to some of these people, and so some of this is about you coming to them rather than you going away from something else. I don't know if that makes sense in a way, but
you have, and it's hard for me to tell about the land-based or sea-based because you have air, you have earth, and you have water elements here. He noted that there's water in the background on 2 of the cards. So, I mean, it could very well lean sea-based, but it could also mean that you are going to travel somewhere, and maybe that will be by water, I don't know, to get to this job, or over water to...
The Eight of Cups, we're going to do the Lenormand, is interesting
Yes.
to me because in the regular tarot, the action centers more around the fellow who's walking away, and this time the action centers more around
It's the after tarot.
her. I know, and so I'm
Yeah.
trying to wrap my head around that because I'm thinking, remember I said it's not that you're drawn away from something, something's drawn towards you or something like that. That's what I'm getting here is like you're known somehow or something pulls you towards them rather than away than that you might want to go on your own. We did already, oh wait. Okay, we got your question. We've been doing it. I don't know if that's just to repeat.
You could write it down that we've been reading. You could type it in while I do the Lenormand.
You can do that.
And so I have the mountains for you. The first card for the Lenormand is the mountains. And then I have the bear. And so again, to me, I think what this is indicating, because I got the mountains first, I think it's basically saying that, you will achieve some sense of personal empowerment from the next job you get. It's going to really make you feel empowered. I don't know whether you're going to have a lot of control over what you do, so you're going to feel very much in control. But there are going to be obstacles. There's going to be some obstacles for you to surmount here, some challenges. But what is life without a few challenges, right?
Exactly. And I do feel, too, that what this card also tells me is that once maybe some sort of proximity thing is around you, that maybe you have to move in some way. Either you physically move or there's a distance involved somewhere there. But it looks successful. This looks more immediate than this does. This looked like it was taking longer.
Yeah. So that's what we have for you this time, Mary. I hope that helps, and I'm sorry for our bad connection. Hopefully, we just hope we're going to be able to get to the bottom of this soon. So that's what we have for you. We're on Libra cusp right now. Libra, you are up, and then Divine You, Jenna, Austin, Josephine, Bex, and Chrissy.
Alrighty.
All right, so maybe we are really having issues. So Libra cusp, are you with us?
Yeah, we're up to about 50%. That means half of our frames are dropping.
Okay. This one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Libra. Yeah, I know. We can't figure it out yet. Like I said, we have new equipment here, and something is just not working out. We're going to work on it. We just keep hoping. We ran a test last week that just went perfectly, so we weren't expecting a problem tonight. But here we are again.
Yeah. Mr. O is not happy.
Mr. O is not happy, and neither am I. Well, there's the Nine of Swords upright. There's the Six of Cups upright. And there's the Three of Swords reversed. So why is Joey so glum? The Nine of Swords is kind of like he's worried about something or fretting. Maybe he's worried about you. But it could be something from their past, actually. So,
Well, the past is what brings Joey the most pleasurable memories. And to some degree, maybe this is what he wants, is he wants to feel that way. He wants to regain that. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
I think what he feels about you is actually that maybe you can bring him out of some kind of depression or sorrow that he's been experiencing, because the Three of Swords reversed is kind of like that. That's about healing old hurts and wounds. And the Nine of Swords is kind of indicating maybe those hurts and wounds to me a little bit here. So the Six of Cups, like he said, is about the past. So I'm not sure if, I'm relating it to some situation maybe from his past, but that he was hoping was going to be, fun-filled, but has brought him grief that he is trying to heal from now.
Well, and you have the Two Swords, too, which sort of give that a color there. The Nine of Swords, to me, coincides with the Six of Cups because it is possibly thinking about something that is not direct. It may be a past memory, or it may be something to do with somebody who's not intrinsically closer to you. With the Three of Swords reversed, though, does suggest that there's healing. And maybe if you look at this as a progression, is that when we're able to remind ourselves about the good things, the things that make us feel good inside, even if they're from the past and not present, they still have that effect of helping us understand where our heart's difficulties lie, what is the pain that separates us. And I sort of remember something I wanted to say before.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which was about the sacred wound. It's a metaphysical, esoteric concept, and it sort of suggests that most of us have a sacred wound, an emotional trauma that usually goes back to our childhood, but not necessarily. But it's like the biggest heartbreak of our child who was torn away from their parents, loves that ended horribly, tragically, things like that. And those sacred wounds stay with us and inform us and become the reason for our lives' healing missions. And so although we can heal those things, we never totally get over them. And that's a good thing, because to always remember that sacred wound is to remember it's a key.
It is. And it's a what? It's a clover. So basically, this is really interesting, Libra. It seems as though, maybe some destiny, fate, it's possible this person really thinks that you might be the key that holds, their future destiny.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with that. That really the key and clover, right?
Yes.
The essence of luck, the essence of
timing.
So this person sees on you that you unlock that for them. That's what they feel.
Synchronicity, connection. Maybe there is a connection here. So it's worth exploring that further, I'd say, Libra. And let us know. Keep us posted. Hey, Divine you are up if you still hung with us. And then Jenna, Austin, Josephine, Bexex, and Chrissy, as I try to move us along.
Alrighty. And I don't.
No, you don't.
That's because I'm the star of the show. Everybody's here just to watch me.
No, I'm the star of the show.
Oberonificate. It's like pontificating, but it's better because it's oberonificant.
That's what I say to that, Mr. O. So what do we got? You're welcome, Libra. So, Divine are you still with us? And then Jenna, Austin, Josephine, Bexex, and Chrissy. We may be losing people because of our bad connection, so we'll see how it goes here.
Yeah, we're now up to 50%.
You're welcome, Mary. So sorry about all of this.
Yeah, you might have had to go back to review that. What it looks like is the audio portion tends to go through, so when you find that, you'll get your reading. The frames are dropping horribly, and we just don't know what we're going to do other than go back to the drawing board because we really thought we fixed it.
I have my own ideas.
Do you?
Yes, that both of them have been ignoring since the start of this, and I am going to follow through on it. So,
no, we actually ran that test too. You don't remember that.
I still think there's some, well, whatever. So, Divine You has not shown up. We're going to move on to Jenna. Please tell me you're there, Jenna.
Oh, it's been a few minutes. They might be back to their sewing or something. It's been a few minutes since Jenna was around.
I know, it has been. That's why I'm worried. Yeah, I'm almost wondering if we may have to cancel a stream or so in the future because it's just not good to be putting out, these
There's
live.
Jenna.
Oh, there you are, Jenna. Your turn. But it's just not good putting out these live streams if we're going to have so many disruptions for you. It's not fair to you guys either.
Well, it drives us bonkers because it's hard for me to stay focused when I realize some of this is happening.
Let's use this deck again, yeah?
All right.
We got you, Jenna.
Alrighty.
What am I looking at? Oh, Divine. All right, we will put you in after Jenna, Divine You.
You're welcome, Mary Grace.
But we had to go past you.
I think when we get this cleared up, it'll help us a lot better, too, because maybe the connection speed is really bad for other people, too, so losing their place, losing our messaging. You are so welcome, Jenna and Mary Grace. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Well, Jenna, we have the Five of Wands, and it's reversed. We have the Queen of Swords, and it's reversed. And we have the Magician, and it's reversed. I get the feeling, I don't want you to get worried about this being a bad reading. It's not a real bad reading. But I get the feeling that you have been feeling like maybe a little bit lazy. I think that you're kind of not doing as much as you could be doing, or you're realizing that. Maybe even you've been putting off making some decisions or moves that you were supposed to make, and you just haven't done it. And this shows that, maybe you should be getting something done that you are not doing. The Five of Wands, on the other hand, reversed, is saying that some of the stress and some different things that maybe have been getting to you recently is starting to settle down now.
Well, I'm a little bit different from the Banshee on this one. I sort of feel, I see what she says here, that maybe there's a little bit of motivational, like this is just like, you're getting tired of the drain or the drag, the routine. But with that Queen of Swords, I'm sort of getting the feeling like you got a little bit of an attitude problem right now too. Like maybe there's something that's bothering you, and I don't know if I could put word to that. But I think you really want to be able to make more decisions that affect you, and that when you find other people maybe have a part of that, and maybe they have some control over some aspects, even if it's just somebody that says, well, I can't give you extra hours this week, or I have to give you more hours this week, and I know you didn't want them, but you have to work them. So it's like when things are not totally under your control, you do get a little bit maybe testy there. But other than that, what it's really about, I think, too, is that you're having a hard time, or you're not having the greatest time of keeping yourself occupied if there's not enough to do. I know that sounds crazy because it seems to me like you have a lot to do, but maybe some of that bothers you a little bit more than you're admitting.
So,
oops, I'm sorry.
Now these are the more worrisome cards, I hate to tell you, Jenna. We have the snake here. And again, for I don't know, maybe the third or fourth or fifth time today, we have the cross again. And so what I'm thinking here is that there has been some deception or some manipulation, some underhanded behavior by somebody that you still haven't gotten over. That's this grief card here, this depression card. So I feel that might be what's putting you in this kind of state of mind here. What do you think?
Well, I agree with that. To me, this queen reminds me of that queen a little bit. And then the other thing, Jenna, is I sort of think, too, based on what you said a moment ago about being able to talk about your side of the story, to me, that sort of sounds like the magician a little bit, too. Like maybe somebody's is repressing your will. Somebody's trying to keep you from doing what you will to do. And I do feel that maybe to some degree, this is going to change, though, soon, I think. It's going to come to an end. You're going to kind of just say, okay, I've sat around long enough and I've waited for you guys.
I have to let it go.
I have to let it go. I've waited long enough for things to change, and I realize now, phooey, just do
Phooey.
it. Phooey.
I like that.
Embrace your inner phooey, Jenna, and everyone. Embrace it now, I say.
So, Divine you are up. Thanks, Jenna. That was a good question. A
yes,
general
thank you,
reading,
Jenna.
a pretty
hope
decent one. Don't feel bad about it. We all have these moments where we are not totally up to our level, I think I'm going through that right now myself. So.
Oh, Divine.
Okay, we've got you, Divine. Spirit's true messages for you. We got it.
I like the ones that are like, maybe they're true, but wink, wink, maybe they're not.
And then we have Austin, Josephine, Bex, and Chrissy after Divine.
Okay, and we are almost at our overtime point.
I know.
Anyways, all seriousness aside, what are your true messages from Spirit? Let's find out. And we're going to use this
You're
card
welcome,
again.
Jenna. Thanks for sticking with us through the craziness.
Yes, Austin, you'll be soon.
Austin, you are next after Divine You. Thanks for hanging
sticking.
in there.
Yes.
And we apologize again for the craziness here.
We're going to stop that.
No, I'm going to keep apologizing because I feel bad. I mean, it's nothing we can do till we figure it out.
It's got to be a little bit of Mercury retrograde, too. Let's admit it.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. And you're welcome.
And if I'm going to get hit with Mercury retrograde, it's usually computer issues of some sort.
Okay, Divine You, we have our 3 cards. And my
you're
goodness.
just jumping right in it. It's 2 tens again.
Once again, it's 2
and
tens.
I think it happened with this deck, too. Funny that.
Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm.
So your first card is the 10 of Wands.
Upright.
Upright. And then you have the Ace of Wands. So 2 Wands.
But that's
Ace of Wands.
reversed.
This one's reversed. And then you have the reversed 10 of Swords. Banshee.
Well, obviously we have 2 tens, one upright, one reversed, but there's a message here with these 2 tens because of the way they're both facing. It seems like, the spirits are, the messages to you are that, they recognize you've had a heavy load sometimes, a real heavy burden, something that really burdens your soul. And what they want you to know is that you can free yourself. You can free yourself and release yourself from these burdens. The 10 of Swords often, I don't know if it shows it as much in this one, maybe a little bit, but once the swords have hit and once you felt the pain and the sharpness of those stinging swords, the sun is rising in the background. And it's basically saying it's time to rise again. It's time to rise up. And so Spirit is saying, you can release yourself from these burdens if you wish. It is time. And they want you to know that, do not do not be discouraged with the setbacks that may happen along the way. You have to go through some obstacles to get to the point of healing.
This level of things that are going on, I think the Spirit's true message is saying it didn't get that way overnight, so it's going to take a little while to work there.
Right.
And, think of this, these wands in this deck, the Mermaid's deck is so emotionally happy, but it looks like an oar a little bit. And I'm thinking so it's an oar, it's meant to kind of move you, direct you towards something. And sometimes, if you're only got the one oar, it's going to take a little bit longer, because you're going to do a course correction and then another course correction, and you're just moving there. But what this is really saying is that Spirit says you have burdens, you need to release them in the best manner possible, and that means really just moving with the flow. The water creates the flow. So Banshee's going to do the Lenormand now. This cat is such a bothersome.
Wow,
critter.
you know what, Divine You? I've got the Rider here. And I've got the Stars. And I don't know why. I'm not sure if this is the way I would normally read this with the Lenormand, but as soon as I saw this, I got the distinct impression that it is possible that somebody is trying to contact you. Somebody from the other realm, some spirit guide, somebody is trying to connect and give you a message, whether it's through a sign, a synchronicity, a dream. Pay attention to the signals and messages that you are getting right now.
I feel this strongly, too, to the point that I would even tell you, if you're really interested in this, I don't know if you have your own set of cards, but maybe draw the image of a star, because the star is about inspiration. Put that on a piece of paper and then put that under your pillow, and maybe some inspiration or some wisdom will come to you in a dream. I use that once in a while for difficult questions. Sometimes people just put a little question mark for the question that they can't figure out, and they put that under their pillow, and then maybe a dream comes to them.
And that's what we have for you, Divine You. So, Austin, you are up. Your turn has come.
Hi, Austin.
And after Austin is Josephine, Bex, X, and Christy, and we will call it a night.
Alrighty.
Oops. I guess I don't have to do that. Okay, Austin.
Alrighty.
In your spiritual journey, very good question. You want to use a deck?
We're going to use the Ancestral Paths Tarot. There's the lovers from that. I'll let you shuffle first.
Oh, okay.
Maybe there's something more there, though, that you need to try to ask him. And, sometimes when you are in a dream and you feel really strongly that there's something lucid going on, the best thing you can do is try to force yourself to look at your hands in your dream, like just try to bring your hands up and look at them. And, of course, that represents a deep, nearly very deep psychological thing where your subconscious mind is trying to remote take control of the dream. But if you can do that, it's very likely that you might open up a better pathway to hearing a message from Steve.
Oh, you had me shuffle first. So you go ahead. And I will pick up your cut. How about that?
It's okay.
Well, we're in overtime now, and the Banshee starts to lose it just a little bit. I worked all day, retired boy.
Well, let's see. I recorded my show.
Okay,
and I
you
did
did some work
things.
today.
I'm up at 6 o'clock every Saturday making coffee for you.
He's so nice to me. So, okay, talk about a mixed bag here. So this is about moving on in your spiritual journey. So we have the Hanged Man, the Hanged One in this deck, upright. We have the Ace of Swords, upright. And then we have the Ten of Cups, reversed. So basically, how can you move on in your spiritual journey is perhaps you need to take a new perspective. The Hanged Man is about a variety of different things, but one of the things that really stands out to me sometimes, and maybe in this case, is the fact that, when he's hanging there from a tree upside down, which isn't really shown on this card, but it's about taking a new perspective. You're seeing things from a different angle. You're seeing things from a different point of view, maybe. You're looking at things from outside yourself. So that's maybe what Spirit is trying to tell you to move on in your spiritual journey. That's one of the first steps you need to take. And when you achieve victory, you should examine, that success. You should see what it took to get there. And hey, don't forget it. I mean, whatever works for you works for you. And I think Spirit is trying to say when you take a new perspective, you may find something that is going to lead you on a successful journey. But sometimes you're looking at a variety of different perspectives. So you have to decide what it is of, peak performance, and then continue on that path. The Ten of Cups is basically saying from Spirit is you're going to have to accept the fact that along the way there will be some hurt and pain. Nothing comes easy that you truly love and desire, you're desiring towards. And, there will be some points in the struggle where you will feel emotionally challenged.
Well, thank you for catching a breath.
I did.
But
wow, weren't you like that at 8 o'clock?
I'm sort of seeing this idea here that maybe some of this is also about being informed by your past lives and your sense of your past lives. And I get the feeling that you are a person who is very magnanimous and willing to make deeper spiritual sacrifices, give up things for spiritual betterment, not just for yourself, but for other people too. That it's important for you that others attain a level that you feel they need to reach. And I get the feeling like maybe there's a connection with a past that was a little bit maybe more like a samurai or something in the more medieval period for Japan, or something like that, where there was just this sense of your spirit being, your spirit code being involved with the code of the warrior to the degree that we're talking about really the honorable warrior. And I think that's exemplified maybe by some of the samurai culture, but I wouldn't necessarily limit it to that. Maybe you don't feel that drawing towards that. But the other thing too that I think is that this Ten of Cups says that the path you walk, a mystical path, a path of maybe being a mystical warrior, is not necessarily a path for a person who's meant to have emotional fulfillment in the way that most people do, a marriage, a loving family. You may be destined to be more of a mystical kind of person and to embrace your mystical truths deeply. And that is what is within your heart, that maybe there aren't necessarily truly strong loved ones or relationships that make up the bounty of what your emotionality is about, because your emotionality maybe is about everyone. It's more of a universal thing, and maybe you're not necessarily the person
Go on.
meant to be in love with somebody like the Banshee. Oh, I love you so much.
Who cuts you off like a knife, like the Ace of Swords. So I'm just going to sum up really briefly where I was at, and maybe he could do that, but but I just think that, that basically for your spiritual journey, that I feel that, new perspectives and looking at things with fresh eyes will bring about success. But along the way, don't expect it to come easy, that there will be some heartache, there will be some hurt, there will be some struggles with your emotional balance. And the reason I'm bringing that, go ahead, did you want to sum up?
No, that's pretty much my summation here.
Because look what has come back again. It is the cross. The cross has been coming here all night. It seems like there's been a lot of grieving or emotionality going on a negative level. And here's the fox. And so I'm almost wondering here, because sometimes the cross means endings as well, that, that you're going to have to stop doing something that you are doing now that may be impeding your progress.
So if I put that together with your question that I've looked at again and with these guys here, I guess the feeling is that you know you're being called towards this, and what it is you have to be prepared to lead, and that maybe is that change, that sacrifice, that you haven't necessarily been that kind of leader person, but you have those qualities. You have a cleverness within you, and what it will involve, though, is also really being able to look at your emotional content a little bit separate from that, from your mission.
And that's what we have for you, Austin. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Really appreciate it. I hope that helps. And Josephine, you are up, and then Bex X and Christy. So Josephine, are you with us? Oh, it's been a crazy night, huh? So are we past 50% again still, or what?
We're 51%.
Okay.
So more than half of our frames are dropping. Thank you, Austin. Much love to you, too.
Oh, thank you very much. Do join us again. Hopefully things will be better. We hope. I can't believe getting a new computer has caused all this craziness, but oh well.
And we're still looking for Josephine, so if Josephine's there, we're going to give you another moment. We have typed your name in, so if you don't answer shortly, we're going to move on. We are into our overtime segment, so we're just going to
let's give Josephine just a second. So we will be on again Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have things up and coming on Material Matters. I will be getting out a soul story soon. There's my Material Matters. And that will be about business and finance and career concerns, education, the gamut of the emotional experience.
Alrighty, so I guess we can move on. We don't seem to have...
No, we'll move on. Okay, hey, Bex, are you with us? Bex X?
Bex X, it's your turn. And if not, you're always welcome to come back and check us out again. We will be back. There's Bex X. We also have a Facebook presence, which we should let you be aware of, except I don't see it there. Where
All
is
right,
it?
let's do 3 cards for that.
Our Facebook plug dropped.
Well,
We'll have to tell them about it.
let's see what we get for you, Bex. One more. Shuffle. Oh, look at the temperature.
Because it's towards the evening now and it's dropping out there. How are we doing this?
3 cards.
Alrighty.
There's a yes/no component, but I think that we want to do it this way. All right. Oh, look at that. Well, there's some definite interesting energies here, Bex. We have the Sun, which is a very positive card, uplifting. We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed.
And then the 7.
No, yeah, that's sorry. It's the 7 of. For some reason, I see that and I think of the 5.
I know.
I know. It
I've
looks
been
so
caught
close
that
to
too.
it. But at any rate,
Gotcha.
okay, so yeah, it did get me. It did.
But
so
to
this
some degree, it
changes my
carries on some of those
perspective. It
thoughts.
does. It does. So I sense here you're asking if they've moved on or still have feelings for you.
Go ahead.
I think they may still have some feelings for you. I think that's evidenced by the Sun here. I just feel that you should not give up hope, abandoning hope there, because I think that they may have some at least positive feelings about you, but they seem to be struggling with other things right now at this time that have maybe nothing to do with you, because I sense here that they're struggling either with money or with job, career, or education, something along those lines.
They may have a certain level, I wouldn't call it pride, but it sort of presents as pride.
Okay.
But this idea that maybe they're resolute sometimes, and that if they decide something, they just sort of move on with it. And it may look like they don't want to take that challenge to pride by admitting they're wrong, but it's really more about their manner. And so some of that may be that it's just hard for them to really discern for themselves that there's something they should look into there, that they're not seeing that. The other part of that, and I agree with what Banshee said about the sun, but the other part of that would sort of be that maybe there's just a sense a little bit that somehow things were too busy for them in a way. And so this reaction is to kind of take themselves away from the busyness. You're not seeing that.
Well, I don't know. I sense what you're saying here a little bit about this feeling of pride, which might be getting in the way of things a little bit. But also here, it looks as though, I wonder if they feel, that they don't want to, that they feel like maybe sometimes it's just an uphill battle, trying to
well, the overall parameters of the relationship or the situation that
right.
that they sort of feel like
look at
there's
the question again. Yep. Hold on. Moved on, or does he still have feelings? I think the feelings are very mixed. Like they feel like they may have put out a lot of effort, and that it might have been in vain, or they feel that way. And just because they feel that way, that doesn't mean it's necessarily true, but that's how they feel.
Well, when you put it that way, then it sort of looks like this is sort of like a dichotomy for them, is that they sort of feel like they were willing to fight or to be more involved, but at the same time, there was something that maybe was sort of putting a different spin on that.
Yeah. I want to see if the Lenormand is going to sort this out at all for me, because this was a little bit...
Like maybe this wasn't really their nature to be that way, that they didn't necessarily react that way.
I think that's what we're going to do for you. I want to do the Lenormand first on this, but I think we're going to do a quick yes/no reading after that. Do you want to get your cards shuffled?
Sure.
And I'll get this Lenormand done.
So the Lenormand is another oracle we use that's not tarot, but it's close enough to where it gives a little bit of a texture or a detail, maybe.
He didn't put any effort into the relationship. Wow. Well, it seems as though, the reality sometimes is not necessarily what they're thinking. Some people always think they do more than they really are.
Right, that's what this card's about. It looks to me like maybe they had an inflated idea about their role, that they didn't have to do anything because they clearly stood above the other factors. But the reality was maybe they were overly methodical and kind of plotty.
So I'm thinking that this person is going to get in touch with you. It's possible you are going to hear something from them. Or you're going to hear news about them coming to you. So maybe this news that you get will offer you some clarity. I'm not necessarily sure it is them that's going to contact you, or if it's going to be somebody else. But there seems to be news coming, because that's the Rider card. I'm sorry. So let's do a yes/no and just ask the question if they still have feelings. And I just gave you my cards, didn't I? Just toss them here for now. Sonny is just like, he keeps moving around.
Impossible.
Yeah, I want to offer a little bit more clarity on that, because those cards were not very
there was
easy
an ambiguity
to
there in a
read.
way. Yeah.
There was a lot of ambiguity there.
It's that after tarot. They might be better maybe for the one card reading or to
Well,
throw texture
not
on another
necessarily.
reading.
It just depends on the how should you say, the combination of the cards sometimes just makes the reading ambiguous. So we're going to do a yes, no to find out if they still really do have feelings for you. Because even if you are going to get news about them, it doesn't necessarily mean, that they're coming back. Well, it's leaning towards no. I will say that, Bex. There's the Ace of Pentacles, and it's reversed. And then we have the Death card reversed. Oh, and the Seven of Pentacles upright. So...
You're right. He didn't put any effort. Seven of Pentacles. He just was sort of lazy about it.
Yeah, it's really funny how that came up here. And the Death card indicates a lot of stagnation. So I have the sense that he is not thinking much about you at this time. Whether the feelings have completely dried up, I'm not going to say that for certain. But I am seeing what he is saying there. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of, not doing much, being very lackadaisical, and just expecting things to grow on their own, like it's a farmer tending his crops, and it takes a little work
so
to
that
grow
explains the card.
something.
Is the Sun is he has generally good feelings about you, but he didn't want to put in the work. He thought he should just be exultant, like the Sun in a certain way. But that other card, the reverse Knight of Pentacles, was it Knight of Pentacles or Swords? It was one of those. It was the Pentacles.
Yeah, it's the Pentacles.
Just sort of is somebody that doesn't really have that kind of charisma or attractive ability to do that.
And the other thing with Death being reversed, I just think things are kind of stuck right now. Death reversed is just like no progress, standstill. So where things stand at this time are where they're going to stand, but I think you are going to hear something, and maybe that's just going to put you on the footing of knowing, yeah, this isn't worth thinking about anymore, I should move on. That's my thinking about that. I'm sorry, I wish I had better news on that, Bex, and thanks for hanging in there with us. We apologize again for all the problems we were having tonight.
But have a good evening.
And definitely have a good evening. And hey, Chrissy, are you with us? Did you hang in there? You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Hopefully next time you join us, this won't be as crazy. We keep hoping. So last call for Chrissy. And I know we got to wait a few minutes because there seems to be a delay too with what's going on. Okay.
Well, this may be it. We just lost a viewer or two.
Yeah, I think this is it. So I just want to end by thanking everybody for their patience, and hopefully when you see us next time, it will go much smoother. Keep hope alive. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.